3 contenders remain, and Micah has one more chance to catch up. The guys pick up the Smith & Wesson M&P, loaded with UTM training rounds to handle a close quarters, high-stress tactical challenge.
Shoot, get it done, shoot!
These UTM rounds allow for a safe 180-degree course and a truly immersive experience. Accuracy and a cool head will determine who moves on to the finale. The Right Stuff begins right now. It's day 8 on The Right Stuff, and with 3 contenders remaining, tensions are running high.
Guys, welcome to day 8 of The Right Stuff. Today's challenge is a UTM reality-based training scenario. You'll be firing the 9mm man marking rounds out of the Smith & Wesson core. On signal, each competitor will make their way into the truck. Once in the truck, you'll engage your first target, which will be called out by our range safety officer. From there, you'll make your way around the vehicle and engage a series of targets with 2 rounds each. For each target not engaged, you'll assess a 5-second penalty for each shot. And for each shot on a non-threat target, it's another 15-second penalty. Do we all understand what we're doing today? Yes. All right, guys, let's get our gear ready and see who has the right stuff.
Tony Lambrea, UTM, RBT, Ultimate Training Munitions, reality-based training. To talk to you a little bit about our technology, first and foremost is the safety aspects of it. We have a live round lockout on both the rifles and on the pistols. The live round lockout on the rifle, once you convert the weapon, you take the bolt out, you take the live bolt out, and you put our UTM bolt in. We change the bolt from a center fire to a rim fire. For safety, the dust cover does not close, so you can see the blue on it all the time. So just before you're getting ready to train, you can actually do a double check. You make sure that you see blue, you know it's safe, UTM safe. Second thing on the live round lockout on our handguns is the head spacing. So once it's converted, if you try and put a live round, what's going to happen is it's going to stay out of battery. So live round lockout on both systems, whether it be the rifle or the pistol, makes it completely safe. The other thing that makes us an effective product is that our reliability is 99.8. In our rounds, we have 2-primer system. The 2-primer system, the primer in the rear does nothing but cycle the bolt or send the slide to the rear by the expansion of the cartridge. Ball comes forward, hits the forward pistol primer. That sends the projectile down range. And why do I tell you that? Because the rear primer does nothing but control recoil. The forward primer controls velocity. So with our technology, we can control velocity by using the forward primer, no matter how big the gun is, because of our 2-stage primer. Another aspect that we have in our technology is that we have driving bands on the rounds, which means that the plastic tip that's on these rounds never touches the barrel. So when that driving bands actually is the only thing that rides the lands and grooves, which creates 2 things. One is accuracy. The second thing is you don't have any residual plastic that's scraping off in the barrel. So with the 2-stage primer, the driving bands, and the live round lockout, UTM, some of the most advanced technology on the market. Train safe.
Hi, I'm Paul Pluff with Smith & Wesson. Today's challenge is the UTM 180-degree challenge. And it's going to be pretty interesting because the guys are now going to be starting in the car, they're going to be shooting out of a car and moving around a segment, shooting around the car, through the car, at different targets. The gun they're going to be using today is our MP4. Okay, this gun comes in both 9 and 40 caliber. And it's the best gun to have for this type of situation. Talk about some of the features. One of the things I'll point out is CORE stands for Competition Optics Ready. So you could actually put a red dot on here if you want. We're going to opt to shoot the iron sights or open sights. And one of the things you're going to notice about these sights is they're taller than most normal sights are. One is to allow that to be an optic to be mounted on here. But the other thing is it is slight advantage, so they're going to pick up those sights much faster as they're going through the course of fire. And that's going to be a really good advantage for them. The other thing about this gun is the grip angle. It's ergonomically designed. It's very pointable, so where you're pushing that gun out to is where it wants to shoot. So it should be very fast to shoot on the course of fire, and allows that muzzle to stay down. We also have grip panels here, and you can see here it's got some very aggressive texturing, so it holds them in their hands and get a good grip on that thing. And the way the wind's been blowing around here, that's not a bad thing. These guys are going to have to hang on to this gun good. And it's got a really nice trigger in this thing that actually has a nice reset. So if these guys are knowing what they're doing, they're just going to come back to reset and engage that next target, so it's going to be like shooting single action. All in all, it's a great gun for this challenge, and the question is, we know the gun's up to it, are they?
The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Smith & Wesson, Remington, UTM, and Pro Gun Club. The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Fiocchi, Progressive Force Concepts, and CompTac.
Hurry! You're too slow! Faster! Get in the truck! Move! Shut the door! Orange! Shoot it! Orange! Get out! Why are you still in the truck? Get out! Move! 2 shots! Get it done! Shoot! Why are you taking so long? Move! Do not shoot the good guys! Do not shoot! Get it done! You're too slow! Shoot! Oh my gosh, I'm out of ammo! Reload! Hurry up! Take all day on that reload! Get it done! Shoot! Oh my gosh, you're missing! You need to get it done! Why are you missing? Range is clear, cold.
I'm just here for everybody's entertainment. It was good. I love the run and gun aspect of the challenge. You know, you gotta shoot, move, and communicate, and you know, it puts an extra spin on things. It brought back some old memories. I'm just trying to tune him out, you know, stick to the fundamentals.
Hurry! You're too slow!
You know, cutting my corners, digging my corners, and try not to make any mistakes. Stay on the front sight and trigger squeeze. No, not really. Only thing that hindered, I have some hearing disability, so it's the feedback on the hitting the steel with the UTM. You know, it caused me a little handicap there. Just stay focused. You know, point A to point B as fast as possible. Slow down, get on your sights, and listen to the commands, and then exit. And without, you know, them rocks are a little slippery, so you just had to, you know, just move expeditiously, I should say. Well, when I wasn't sure of the feedback, like I said, you know, I have a hearing loss, so you know I couldn't identify the sound if I completed, made 2 correct hits. I just went ahead and shot a couple of extra just for insurance. Entering and exiting the truck, you know, we're sitting there, you know, when we went through the safety brief, getting in and out of the truck, we're looking at it, you know, not to hit your head on the cab. Sure enough, I rung my bell. Well, we was out of sight, so you could hear the shots fired, but you couldn't tell how they were doing. You know, how long we in between, you know, from the first stage, firing from the cab of the truck, you know, to how long it was to the next 2 shots, and then the last 4 with the mag change, and then that ending stage right there, you know, just kind of had a cadence to it. Used UTMs in the past. It's a great tool for force on force or utilizing role players to get instant feedback. I think it's a real great tool to use.
The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Wiley X, Tannerite, and Brownells. The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Vortex Optics, Yeti Coolers, and Carbon Express.
Go, go, go! Why are you stumbling around? Take it too long. Shoot, shoot, shoot! Get up there, move, 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 move! Way too long. You should be done by now. Shoot, get it done, shoot, shoot! Hurry up, reload! Take all day to reload, we're no hurry here. Shoot, get it done, shoot, shoot! Shoot the dirt, that's good, we're shooting at the dirt. Shoot the targets, get it done, shoot, shoot, shoot! Hurry up, any day! Oh my gosh, we're running out of ammo! Get it done, reload, put it on range, shoot, shoot, shoot! Any day you want to shoot the target, any day you'd like to get done. Hurry up, are you done? Did you shoot?
I see clear. Range is clear.
It's pretty fun. We'd run from the water cooler up to the truck, get in the truck, door must be closed and latched. And then the SO would tell you which target you got to shoot, whether it be orange or green. After that, you exit the vehicle, come around back. You had one target to engage in a fault line. Come forward, you had two targets with no shoots in front of them. Then you had two small targets in the distance over the berm that kind of messed with your line of sight on it, and you had to engage them. It's pretty straightforward, just a lot of running and loose gravel. Getting audible feedback from the target to know if you hit it or not, and you're worried, did I hit it, not hit it? I don't want to waste time, keep shooting at it, but I don't know if I hit it. You kind of had that booming voice behind you, you kind of drown it out. Other than that, the pistol operated, it felt like a 9mm to you, because as you're shooting it, the trigger brake and sight fixing and everything was the same, but you just couldn't tell if you hit. So you were playing an odds game, did I hit, not hit, when to stop. I've been through boot camp, and he had the PG version, so compared to boot camp, that one wasn't bad. It was more stressful trying not to fall down in that gravel. He's a big dude though, so you definitely have it coming downhill at you when it's just booming behind you. Bit all right on entry and exit. Those hits were good hits coming in the corner. They were decent hits. It was weighing out whether to go ahead and post up and shoot it or shoot it on the move. It wasn't worth shooting on the move because of round counts and reloads. Felt okay down at the end, attacking the two last targets. One of them was more obscured than the other, so I shot the one that was easier to hit. So that way I could see my point of impact before I hit the other one, so I didn't take a penalty. What I didn't do well was on the other one. I didn't have confidence in my shots on the smaller targets. And he's yelling, and he's not telling you hit or didn't hit. He's saying you didn't hit, you hit the berm. You're thinking, well, I think I had a good sight picture. I'm not sure if I had a sight picture, and just knowing when to say when at the end. Probably the entry and exit could have been a little bit quicker. Probably should have when I pressed out the window before he told me which one to go ahead and hit between them, rather than be on one and have to swing to the other and guessing which one he was going to give me. On coming around the vehicle, probably hit a mag change and then engaged those last two and just went 2 for 2 and just had confidence at the hit, and hopefully the time would have weighed out if I had missed. That probably would have been a smoother way to go. We've had a lot of fun. I've done several things I never would have done. I've talked about being a bucket list of jumping out of a plane forever. Probably never would have done it. Got a chance to do that. The UTM stuff, I've been on the surface way too long. That stuff's new and never would have got a chance to do that. I've got to do a ton of stuff. I've had a blast, meet some good guys, make some hunting connections in Missouri and Alabama, so now we've increased our network. So it's been a great experience. I mean, other than the floor and sleeping out here in the desert, I mean, it's been pretty good.
All right, that is too slow. Move. Get in the truck. You should be in the truck right now. Get in the truck. Why are you still outside? Get in. Shut the door. Green. Hurry up and shoot. Green. Get out. Why are you still in the truck? Get out. It is not that hard. Get out of the truck. Move. You're taking entirely too long. Shoot. Get it done. Shoot. Keep moving. Hurry up. Take all day. Oh, I don't need that magazine. I'll just throw it away. Oh my gosh. Are you even hitting the target? Shoot. Get it done. We have all day. There's nothing else to do here. Just take your time. Oh my gosh, I'm out of ammo. What are we going to do? I broke everything. Oh my gosh, fix it. Make it work. Shoot. Why are you not hitting the target? Just take all day. Surely I'm not bothering you. Oh my gosh, we're out of ammo now.
I see clear.
What are we gonna do?
Range is clear.
Line is called.
Well, the challenge today, we took off running from a water tank down to the truck. Had to get in, shoot some steel, get out, shoot some more steel. Do as quickly as we could with the big guy yelling at us the whole time. Most of the time when you're shooting, you've got your friends yelling for you and that kind of thing. And you'd think it'd be a lot different, but it really wasn't. Honestly, that probably was my favorite part of the challenge, was him yelling at us the whole way down and back. I think that added a level of stress that me and Raleigh definitely weren't expecting. We came into it. The UTM guns were a ton of fun. We've gotten to shoot them 3 times this week, I believe, and they're absolutely excellent. I can only imagine getting to take a class with them or something where actually I could shoot each other and feel that little sting coming off of them. I mean, it pointed just like a regular M&P, which again feels great. There was no recoil. It was less than a pellet gun when you were shooting it, but the blowback was, I don't know, it was pretty light as far as the recoil went. Definitely. I mean, I don't know the distances for the steel that they had set out, but I know most of the time, you know, you want at least 8 or 10 feet for steel when you're using live ammo, and you definitely wouldn't want to run back up range with live ammo like we were doing here. But the UTMs allowed us to do that, and I mean, you could hear them hit most of the time just like you would your normal bullets. So I don't know, I don't think it was too bad. I had a hard time with feedback on the last 2 targets there, and I think if I could have got a little bit clearer feedback, been a little closer or something, that may have turned out a little bit different, but it shaped up the way that it shaped up, and it was probably the most fun I've had since I've been out here.
Well, that was a tough challenge, guys. Let's head back to Campfire Armory and see just how we did.
The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Tannerite, Blade Tech, and Burdett & Son. The Right Stuff is brought to you in part by Promatic, GoPro, David Gardner's Jewelers, and Durango Boots. Do you think you've got the right stuff? Now seeking contenders for the next season's competition. Log on to therightstufftv.com and send in your application now. Come on out and show us what you've got.
Welcome back to Campfire Armory. Today's challenge was an exciting one. A big thank you to UTM for providing our conversion kits and the man marking rounds for the reality-based training. Smith & Wesson provided our core pistols, and Comtac provided all our magazine pouches and accessories. What did you guys think of that challenge there?
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Pretty fast?
Yeah, it was over before you know it.
Well, guys, it was a very close one. You guys were moving through there very aggressively. Got some good shooting done. And in another very close race, we had a first place winner, Terry. Thank you. And in second place, Raleigh.
Sir.
Thank you.
Terry holds his lead with 7. Raleigh is right behind with 6. And with no bullets for Micah, he is well behind with 3.
Well, the end of another day brings another elimination. One of you are out of ammunition and does not have the right stuff. Micah, if you would, please hang up your bandolier. Go ahead and say goodbye to the guys. Good having you here.
Honestly, my favorite experience with the Right Stuff here was just the guys that I got to meet. You know, you come out for something like this, you don't really know each other, you don't know how everybody's going to get along, what the group dynamics are going to be. You just couldn't have found a better group of guys to be out here this time. We all got along well off camera and I think on camera as well. It was a great week. We all seemed to enjoy each other's company the whole time and had a great time. You know, I'm going home, which is definitely sad. I mean, we all want to win this from a competitor standpoint, but the flip side is I'm definitely happy to get to head out, see my wife, sleep in a real bed again. It's been fun being out here, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to civilization and getting some work done.
We're down to 2, so we're going to head back to Campfire Armory, get our gear ready for tomorrow, and see who has the right stuff.
The two old guys made it. The 2 old guys made it. We were trying to figure out if we were going to make it or not, and each night we're the 2 slowest guys out of the tent. That ground's taking its toll on us too, but
Micah hung around till the last day here, you know, so that's a testament of his character and his, you know, what he brought to the show here. And just, you know, like I've stated before, you know, a lot of these guys, 3-gun, you know, running, shooting, they wouldn't be doing it if they were not, you know, didn't have some talent. And, you know, when we're utilizing different firearms, pistols, rifles, crossbows, air guns, you just got to stick to the fundamentals and slow it down and get on all the fundamentals and make the shots count.
I was wrong on all of them, you know, trying to figure out who was going to be where, and you playing out in your mind their strong suits. And Mike, he's done a great job all week. He had a little bit of trouble this morning, you know, and you know, he came through this one. But, you know, he was like some of us too, didn't have experience shooting the crossbows, and it you know, got him a little bit this morning, but it's been a lot of fun doing stuff all week with these guys.
Terry and Raleigh face off in the finale. This challenge course will draw on the skills the guys have used this season in a race against the clock. Rifles, pistols, explosions, and plenty of ways to trip up for these two remarkable contenders. Veterans and business owners alike, Raleigh and Terry bring the best to this competition, but only one of them will have the right stuff.
Another fantastic Shipman Agency production.